Welcome to Chisholm Trail 61. Today we're going to be doing another cabbage recipe, a casserole. It's one of my favorites. It's called a Southern ground beef and cabbage casserole. I'm going to show you how I do that coming up right now. Okay, first thing we need for our Southern cabbage and beef casserole is in the skillet here. I got about a pound to a pound and a half of ground beef. We're going to brown it up. I'm just chopping it up and breaking it up there. I got my oven set on, my burner set on medium heat. So, and I just turned it on. It hadn't even got warm yet. I just stuck it in there. So, to that, we got one medium onion that we're going to just drop in on top of it. We diced our medium onion there. We're going to put it in on top of it. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to brown our meat here. We're going to cook our meat until it gets good and brown. And, you know, done all the way through. And then we're going to drain it. And then we'll bring you back at that point. And I ain't gonna make y'all sit here and watch this meat brown. So we're gonna brown our meat good, meat and onions, and we're gonna drain it, and then we'll bring you back. Okay, you can see we got our meat good and brown there, our ground beef. And so we got the burner still on medium there. We drained it. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna add in two stalks of carrots. That's 2 stalks of carrots we cut up just in about a 1/4 inch size pieces. I'm going to start to get them spread around a little bit. We're going to add in 3 teaspoons of minced garlic. I like garlic. So my 3 teaspoons may be a little bit more than y'all's 3 teaspoons, but that's okay. 3 teaspoons of garlic. I'm giving y'all the actual recipe ingredients. I may add a little bit, like I said, a little bit extra garlic because I like garlic. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. And we're going to add 1 teaspoon of black pepper. And we're going to just stir that up good. Get all that stirred up good. We're going to let this cook for about 3 or 4 minutes here, just to get our garlic started cooking. You know, so till you smell that garlic real good, and start our carrots to cook in a little bit there. We want to get it stirred up really good. Let that cook there for just a minute. Like I said, about 3 or 4 minutes what you want to let that cook. You don't have to stir it constantly, but you know, you do want to stir it sort of regular, you know, because you don't want your garlic to get on the bottom and get burnt. Let it go for about another minute there. Man, that's smelling good already. That ought to be good enough. So we're going to cut our burner off there, and we're going to take this off of the heat, and we'll meet you over at the island. Okay, you're going to want to get you a large bowl for this next step. So what I'm going to do, I got my meat mixture here. We're going to empty it over into this large bowl, and I hope this bowl is large enough. We're going to just rake all of it out into our bowl. Set this over here out the way. And then we got a half a cup of uncooked rice. It's just white rice. Now we did rinse and drain it. We'll put it in there. We need 1 teaspoon of oregano. We're going to put in 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. We're going to put in 1 teaspoon of onion powder. And yeah, that's why they call it Southern style, because it's got some spices in it. You know, I know we put garlic, and I know we put onion in it and all that, but got to have the spices, make it work. I'm just going to give that a little bit of a stir and sort of get them spices mixed in there a little bit. All right, now what we got here, we got 5 cups of cabbage. And the cabbage just chopped in little pieces there. I mean, it's not diced up real small. That's probably about 1-inch cubes. That's 5 cups of cabbage. Set that over out of the way. Now, I got 1 bell pepper chopped up, and it's chopped also just in small pieces, about a 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch size cubes. We're going to put all of it in. And you need 28 ounces of diced tomatoes. Now, I made my 28 ounces out of 2 cans, and you can use the regular diced tomatoes. I'm actually using the diced tomatoes with the basil, garlic, and oregano, because like I said, you know, we call it Southern for a reason, because we like our spices in the South. We're going to give this a stir and try to get all this stirred up. You have to really be careful here when you do this here, because like I said, it is a lot. But we're just going to mix it all up here. She'll all come together. Like I said, I'm sure I'll make a mess. I always do, but that's okay. That's part of it, ain't it? Hey, I wouldn't be Bill if I didn't make a mess. But we're just going to mix all this together real good. Now, on your diced tomatoes, I'll say this, I did drain 1 can of them. What was in the bowl I drained. The other can wasn't drained, it still had juice in. You don't have to drain any of them. You know, you can just use 28 ounces of diced tomatoes with the juice and everything. But I did drain 1 of mine, and then just left the juice in 1. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to step over here, I'm going to set the oven to 350. What we're going to do, we got us a 9x13 casserole dish here. I'm going to throw this away here. A 9x13 casserole dish. Now I did spray it lightly with some cooking spray. You don't have to spray it if you don't want to. I mean, it shouldn't stick anyway, but we're gonna dip our stuff, our mixture, over into our number 13 casserole dish. And I know it looks sort of dry right now, but that's okay. Because we're going to fix that problem here in just a second. Don't get worried yet. So we're not done yet. Just spread that around a little bit. In my measuring cup here, I want to sort of get that evened out there just a little bit. Be sure that I got some meat all the way around. It looks like it's not that much meat over on this side over here next to me, so I'm going to spread that over just a little bit. And I'm not going to press it down. I'm just sort of, evening it out. I'm not taking the spoon and pressing it down because I don't want to do that right now. Let's set the spoon up here in that bowl. I got 1.5 cups of beef broth. I'm just going to sort of pour that beef broth all through it. Be sure that it gets spread all around it. Now, what we're going to do, I'm going to get me some foil, and I'm going to wrap this in foil. I'm going to put it in the oven, and we're going to bake it for 1 hour. And whenever that hour's up, we'll bring you back, and I'll show you the next step. Just cover it with foil good and tight in 350-degree oven for 1 hour. Real quick, I just wanted to hop on here and say, I thought about it while I was putting my foil on here. You want to be sure that your foil is down good on there, because if you don't, your rice that you put in there is going to be hard. So you need that foil to hold your moisture in, your steam in, to make that rice tender. Anyway, we'll bring you back after we cook it for 1 hour at 350 degrees, and we'll show you the next step. Okay, our casserole was in the oven for an hour there, and we're going to take the top off, take the foil off of it here now. Ooh, you can see it's steamy too. We're going to just set that over out of the way. Yeah, she's good and steamy there. Now, while that's sitting there for a minute, in the bowl here, we have 1 package of Ritz crackers. Now, you can use any of the butter crackers that you want to. What we're going to do, we got 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese we're going to dump over in there. We're going to sort of just stir them two together there a little bit. That's 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese and 1 package, 1 sleeve of the Ritz crackers. And we got 1 stick of butter here, 8 tablespoons, 1 stick of butter. We're just going to pour that in there. And we're going to give this all a good stir here. We're just going to stir that around good and get that butter mixed in with the crackers and cheese there real good. And what we're doing here, we're making us a topping for our casserole here. It'll all come together. You see how it's all starting to come together there and stick? That's what we're after. I'm going to set it down here and just give her a good stir. Be sure I get it all off at the bottom there. And that's what we want to look for right there. See how that there looks right there? That's how you want it. Should see how it sort of stick together there? That's what you want. We're going to we're just going to sort of, probably be better to just do that by hand. I'm going to try to just sprinkle it on with the spoon. Yeah, I'm just going to get it with my hand. We're just going to just dip it out and just crumble it on. My hands are good and clean, so I'm just going to crumble it on with my hand. We just want to crumble it on the top here. Now you don't want to make a solid sheet of it. This is just more like a crumble. There I go making a mess again. I told y'all I can make a mess with the best of them. Proving my worth, ain't I? We're going to spread this around on here good. Make sure we get some where it'll be in, every bite. Yeah. Like I said, that'll be just enough to cover that 9 by 13 casserole dish there. But I want to get it all in there. Once we get that done, what we're going to do now, set this over here out the way. Get my pot holders here. And I'm going to pick this up. Let me show you what that looks like there right now. That's what it looks like. We're going to put this back in the oven at 350 degrees. Our oven's still set at 350 degrees. We're going to put it back in the oven, 350 degrees, for an additional 45 minutes to 1 hour. We just want to make sure our cabbage is good and tender and that our topping is sort of a golden brown there. And I'll bring you back when we're done with that. Okay, we got our casserole out of the oven there. We let it go for another 45 minutes at 350 degrees. I did leave it uncovered. I didn't put the foil back on it. Now, when you do it the second time, you want to leave it uncovered. I don't know if I said that when I put it in the oven or not. But anyway, it's been out for about 15 or 20 minutes. We're gonna dig into it and get a little bit of it here. See, can we get us a bite of it? Ooh, she's still steaming, but she looks good, boy, and she smells good, man. Ready to eat? I'm hungry. I'm hungry, and that's worse than hungry. I'm hungry. Let me see what can I get some of this off and get it cooled down enough I can get a bite. Boy, that's a tender. That crust is flaky. Trying to get some of that crust in there with it. I have to blow that because I know that's hot. Boy, that is, everything in there is so tender. It just almost melts in your mouth. I'm going to eat and forget about the video. Hey, y'all give this recipe a try. I guarantee you won't be dissatisfied. That is a good cabbage recipe right there. Hey, ground beef cabbage recipe. If you would, give the video a thumbs up, like, share, comment, subscribe to our channel. We appreciate all of you do. Appreciate all of you take time every day to watch our videos. Southern ground beef cabbage casserole. We'll see you on the next one.